Hi everyone, just thought I'd do a quick update. It's only going to be a short one, just on a different time of day to be honest. I normally do all of my updates in the mornings, but yeah, this is, what's the time now? It's just coming up to 6 o'clock in the evening, feeding time at the zoo, as you can see. Yeah, just wanted to show a different perspective of today. It's been a few weeks now since I put the miracle mud in. I can't really say that it's definitely 100% made a difference, but things have been happening over the last few weeks since putting the mud in, and this weekend just gone I've actually put the second £5 worth of tub in. I've put the second tub into the sump, so I've got the full £10 now for a 200 litre system, well 220 litres roughly. So yeah, now I've got the full amount of miracle mud in, I might see even more of a change. Regarding fish, the colours of the fish are just unbelievable. The flame angels got brighter. My amphias, I've still got the little one, the little female, but this one turning into a male. He's started to, his dorsal fin, you can see the long pointed section of it, and then his pectoral fins underneath have started to go quite dark, almost black in places, and also his main fin at the back is also changing colour. So yeah, it's really lovely seeing him transform into a dominant male, pretty much. He really is a cool fish. The clowns doing really well. One of them's a lot bigger than the other one, has been the whole way through. They're all just doing really well. The tangs, the yellow, still chases the purple around now and again, but the condition of them, it's just incredible. Their fins are just so perfect, all of them, they really are. The condition of the fish is amazing, it really is. They're all really happy, really doing well. I put in a couple of peppermint shrimp at the weekend because I've had a couple of little aptasia. Down here, can I show you them? You can just about see them by that Hollywood Stunner frag that broke off the other day. There's just a couple of aptasia, so hopefully when the peppermint shrimp come back out, because as soon as I put them in, they've been hiding since for a couple of days now. But yeah, as soon as they start coming out, hopefully they might help with the aptasia problem. I tried Aptasia X, I've tried it 3 or 4 times now, but they seem to, well, I seem to make them multiply instead of killing them. So not sure if anyone else has had much success with Aptasia X, but as yet, I can't really say that it's proving very good for me. So yeah, hopefully they might do the job for me. Next time, when I do upgrade, which should be, well, it'll be under a year's time now, I am going to choose fish for certain situations, fish with jobs basically. I had a little problem with flatworms, planaria I think they're called. Yeah, I had a problem with those. Still got a couple in the tank now after putting in flatworm exit, which I managed to get hold of. Sorry, I just cut off that last video. Yeah, I put flatworm exit in and I siphoned out a hell of a lot of flatworms. Not as many as some people say they have, but yeah, I siphoned out quite a lot of flatworms out of it, and I thought that might have been it, but no, there was still some left. I obviously didn't catch all the eggs, etc. So yeah, there was still some flatworms left. So I tried it again at the weekend, but I've just looked today and I've seen 2 on the glass already, so I'm still not getting all of them out. So as I was saying, regarding fish for certain jobs, I'm going to get maybe a banana wrasse next time to take care of the flatworms. I've got nudibranch still, nudies in my zoas. I don't really think there's much you can do about those, but like I say, there's other things like a file fish for the aptasia problems, just fish for jobs to keep the pests down, because I've dipped all my corals since putting them in now, and I'm still having slight issues with some of the corals with pests. So yeah, I really do want to make sure that I keep that to a minimum by getting the right fish for the right jobs, if that makes sense. Some of my corals really been doing well. This candy cane. Now this, I can say, since putting in the miracle mud, this has been splitting like no one's business. It really has, and it's still splitting at the moment. New heads developing all the time on that, so really happy with that. If you look back on a couple of videos, you'll see how different it really is. That's been going really well. This one unfortunately got broken off, and I found it on the bottom of the sand last week, so glued it back on with some epoxy putty,
It wasn't happy for a couple of days, but the polyps are starting to come back out now. So I think all is okay with that. It's got, as with most of my coral in here now, they've all got white tips. So I've been told the white tips are actually growth, where the coral's growing. So yeah, everything's doing really well. Again, me being bloody me, I snapped off that plate, my new frag, managed to snap it off because I was trying to clean it with a toothbrush basically, because if I can try and zoom in, on the bottom right hand corner of the main piece there, it's got a slight little chunk out of it, and I was told it might be a pest on the frag. So I tried brushing it with a toothbrush, yeah, me being heavy handed, managed to break the frag off. It hasn't actually happened any more than it was a week ago, so maybe I have brushed off something that was on there that was causing it a problem. But yeah, that seems to be doing well. This morning I came down, if I can zoom in on that, I came down and I've got snail eggs on the glass. So the snails have been listening to my Barry White CDs, obviously. They're happy. He follows me around everywhere I go with a camera. He's always following me around. So yes, lots of snail eggs. Yummers, again, they're going crazy. They really are. There's so many of them in the tank now. They really have been reproducing. And the same on the other side. That main one there just keeps laying more and more and more, and they're just starting to take over the piece of rock now. So yeah, really happy with the way they're going. My Gorgonian frag, you can just about see, if I get it at the right angle, just about see it starting to branch off there. Polyps have gone in because the fish just brushed up against it a little while ago, but yeah, the polyps are really bushy on that. Really happy with the way that's going. Haven't seen much growth at all out of my little scolie down the bottom. I'm trying to keep the sand away from it because my goby keeps covering it all the time. He's a pain. He does throw sand around a lot. When I first got them, people said, "Oh, you'll soon get fed up with gobies. They chuck sand everywhere." I was like, "No, it's not going to annoy me." But yeah, they are starting to get a bit irritating when he throws it around, because he really does as well. Mushrooms, they divided. I've had a few divide. About 3 weeks ago, one divided into two, and the two of them completely went. I don't know where they are. They started moving round, and it moved round the rock, went sort of underneath, and then it's just disappeared. So I've counted the amount on there, and yeah, I'm too short now, so I don't really know what happened there. The GSP, that's really starting to grow all down the sides of that frag, so happy with that. White tips, again, that little piece of plate there, apologies I don't know the exact name of it, but that's really doing well. It really is. That's more than doubled in size since I put that in. My pink hystrix, that frag, he just won't leave me alone with this camera. That's been doing really well. Let me move around here. Pink hystrix, yeah, there's loads and loads of growth on that. I'm going to take that main colony out there. I'm going to take that out at the weekend because that's completely gone now. But yeah, this new pink hystrix, it's not going to be long before that catches up in size, to be honest. I'm really pleased with the way that's growing. And the same with the lime berry green one over here. Again, loads of growth on it. It really is incredible how quick things are growing. Can I say it's 100% down to the miracle mud? I can't, but it's certainly not doing any harm putting it in. I'm really happy with the way it's going. The growth on this, absolutely unreal, this stylo. It really is. If you look back on a couple of videos, it literally had a tiny little bulge on the left hand side. Now it's divided completely. It's got 4 pieces on the side now. It's unreal. That really is growing quick now. White tips on the acros. Hammer, that had 3 heads. They've now, 2 of them have almost completely divided now, the left hand one and the one at the top of the picture. They've almost completely divided into 2 separate heads now. Some people have said to me that hammers don't split, they completely grow a new head, but
I'm telling you, this is splitting. The left hand one, if the current catches it right, when the polyps move out the way on the left hand side, you can see that it is actually dividing. It's a little bit tricky to see, flow's not quite right, but yeah, it's definitely splitting. It really is. Hollywood Stunner. It's a little bit of a controversial topic at the moment because I've broke it off a couple of times by accident, and the fish have broke the Hollywood Stunner a couple of times. You can see that's growing really well. That's one of the fastest growing things I've got in the tank. The sweepers on the Hollywood Stunner, honestly, they are so long, and I now think that it's starting to sting this SPS here. You can see the white on it. Now, my parameters have been absolutely spot on for a good month now. They really have. There's been barely any movement on any of my parameters. So that's obviously one of the reasons why things are growing really well. But I can't see that it's anything to do with my parameters as to why that has started going white. I thought it might have been alkalinity at first, but my alkalinity, it's all been absolutely fine. I'll show you my parameters on here. So if you look at the last few weeks, I've actually started to write down the times of when I start doing my testing. But yeah, I mean, my alkalinity, if you look down, I did have an issue. When did I have an issue? Yeah, it dropped rapidly. This was the week that I put the new frags in. Actually, it went from 148 down to 125. So it dropped 1.3 DKH within a few days. So yeah, I managed to get that back up over the course of a good couple of weeks. I managed to get that back up, and the bleaching or the white areas started this week, where it's 163. So 163, 161, 158. There's barely any movement when you look on the DKH ratings. There really is barely any movement. So I can't really see that it's alkalinity. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it is that, but I've got a feeling it might be something to do with the stinging. I'm still not dosing calcium or magnesium with my auto doser yet. Just no need to. There's barely any movement on that. When I do need to correct it, I just do it manually. I've got some pre-mixed Red Sea calcium and magnesium in tubs. So yeah, I just pour that in as and when's necessary. And when I do use those, when I do use the calcium, I use the potassium, iodine, the elements and the iron as well, the trace colours. I put those in at the same time, only when I'm dosing the calcium, as that's what it says to do. But yeah, phosphate levels, they've been pretty good for a while now. Nitrates, absolutely fine. I emptied out my algae light reactor a few weeks ago, and it's almost full again now. It really is. So yeah, really happy with how that's going. My nitrites, as you can see from the top, I've always had a slight trace of nitrites. Now, I've read on many forums that nitrites isn't a problem in salt water. It's a problem in fresh water, but not a problem in salt water in small doses. I'm no marine biologist, and I'm not as experienced as a hell of a lot of people out there with marine keeping, but that's what I've read. It's not too bad, so I can't really say why I'm getting nitrites. Maybe someone can put in the comments box as to a reason I might be getting nitrites. Nitrate level is fine. Ammonia, as you can see, it's been 0 the whole time. I had a slight problem when I done my stocking of fish with ammonia, had a slight problem, but since I got a product called Bacto Rocks, which are, I doubt you'll be able to see them, they're in a bag just underneath my first filter cup. I can't actually see them, but yeah, they're in a bag down there. Those Bacto Rocks, they've definitely helped my ammonia situation, because it's been 0 the whole time now, touch wood. They've obviously got plenty of beneficial bacteria growing in there, and every time I do a water change now, I also put 2 drops of this in. BioS, nitrifying bacteria for startup and ammonia reduction. I'm not using it for the ammonia reduction, I'm using it just to keep ensuring that there's plenty of bacteria in the system. Only 2 drops, it's a massive bottle and I've barely used any of it, but yeah, it's probably going to last me forever. But yeah, I put that in every single water change every week. So yeah, I can't say that there's been
any problems. There's the 2 tubs of Miracle Mud.
I had to raise my skimmer up, and that seems to be
doing all right. I only done my water change yesterday, so that's doing really well. I've put a fan in the other day, another new little addition. Put it on my Apex. It's the left-hand plug. It's an Apple iPhone plug. I've got loads spare of them. So yeah, it's a USB fan, plug straight into the iPhone, plug into the Apex, and whenever my temperature goes slightly too high, the fan kicks in, drops the temperature literally within minutes. I can't actually believe how quickly those fans can drop the temperature. It's just literally pointing down in the sump, it's pointing down onto the area of water, and yeah, it cools the temperature down so rapidly. I was thinking of getting a chiller, but yeah, chiller, you're talking £1,000 for a decent chiller. There's just no need. That fan on Amazon cost me about £8, next day delivery, and yeah, that's working a treat for me. The weather just isn't hot enough in the UK, as plenty of you know. So yeah, the fan, I really do recommend anyone that's struggling with temperature, use a fan. I did freeze some bottles of RO water, and I was putting the bottles of frozen RO water, I was putting them in the sump, but there's just no need. Get yourself an £8 fan off of Amazon. They work absolutely brilliant, and if you don't have an Apex system, you can just get a temperature controller and they will do the job just as well. Alkalinity is the only one mixed up at the moment on my doser.
Flipper magnet, that's been a bit of a pain lately. It's just not getting into the corners of my tank. As you can see here, just not able to get to any of that. It's in all of the corners as well. So I am actually going to shop around and get a different flipper magnet, or Tunzi. I think they do a pretty decent one, so I'm going to go for that. Yeah, that's all for this time, guys. Tank's doing really well, like I say. Only just put the second batch of Miracle Mud in, so we'll give it a week, maybe 2 weeks, and I'll come back to you and I'll let you know how everything else is going. Thanks very much for watching, and see you next time.